welcome back. It's Camilla Simone, and I am so glad that you are here. Well, it's the start of a new year, and like some of you, I have been craving some more calm, some more orderliness, some more structure, especially after a busy but wonderful Christmas season. Our Christmas was blessed. I hope that yours was wonderful. Now, as we step into a new year, I'm reminded that building a home doesn't always begin with big resolutions. Really, it's all about faithfulness, one thing, one task, one day at a time. In my last video, I mentioned the two things that really help keep our home afloat, and that is a cleaning schedule and a meal plan. And really, it is very basic, but very important. Now, of course, there's more to running a home than just a simple meal plan and a cleaning schedule. But I'm telling you, I feel like these two components just add the structure on which to build. Now, of course, we're building our homes on Christ, but He gives us wisdom. And I remember when I started out, I just remember feeling like, how was I going to manage? Or I would look at other women and be like, how do they do this? But really, it's all about faithfulness. Every day, God allows the sun to rise. He allows the sun to set, the stars, the moon, they come out. Everything happens in an orderly way. And really, that's what He impressed on me. It's about faithfully serving our children, our husbands. And one of the things that helps me to serve are a meal plan and a cleaning schedule. And especially with a household of 10 now, about 2 months ago, I gave birth to my 8th child, a little baby girl. If you didn't see the birth video, the wonderful testimony that I shared in my last video, go on over and check it out. But really, what helps me stay afloat is the good Lord and the wisdom that He gives. So today I want to just share with you this structure. You've probably seen schedules before. Sometimes they can overwhelm us. If that's just how things roll for you, then that's okay. But I know for me, I need to have a schedule. I need to have a plan. And it's okay to have a schedule. It's okay to have a plan, because what I've realized, it's not just about me. It's also about the children that my husband and I are trying to raise for the Lord. It's about laying out a plan for them to see. It just allows our children to come alongside of us, know what's happening, know what their responsibilities are, know what's expected of them, so that they can get involved and they can see, hey, we are a family, we are a team, we are serving one another. They can see the larger picture. And putting the effort into a plan and putting effort into a schedule shows what we're doing here in the home. It's important, right? Today, I'm going to be bringing you along and sharing with you some of the tools that I use to actually help prepare my schedule. I hope it blesses you and encourages you as we start off the year. So I'll start off with my cleaning schedules. And to the moms out there who have younger children and you pretty much have to do everything, I understand. I've been there. And this cleaning schedule, it may not apply to you yet in this season, but Lord willing, as your children grow, it will become more applicable to you. Now, I love getting my children involved. And I've heard some women say, oh, I'm not going to let my children get involved with chores, or I'm not going to give my children chores. They're doing their schoolwork and I'm not going to bother them with that. Let them be a child. Let them enjoy their childhood. You know, I've heard those arguments and I definitely don't agree with them, because what does the Bible say? The Bible says to train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they are older, they will not depart from it. Now, we're not just trying to raise children that are expert at studying, okay? By the time they leave the home and we launch them forward, we want them to be able to manage a household. We want them to have the skills needed to run a home, to raise a family. They'll be able to manage themselves and be able to manage their time well and their money well. It's all about training the child, training our children. And usually when children are young, it's not even difficult because when they see us working in the kitchen, it's a natural for them. They want to join us. Like 5-year-old, 6-year-old, they want to help. Oh, can I help sweep up? Or can I help wipe off the counter? Or can I help clear the table? Or can I help you with the dishes or fold laundry? And sometimes we as moms, we might not want them to help us because we know that they may not do things right. They may not fold the clothes the way that we want. They might be sloppy, or the dishes might not come out clean, or they just may not sweep up the mess. They'll just make the mess bigger. Okay, so we might just want them to go play. But what I've learned is that at times, especially when they're young and they want to be part of it, let them help. And they might be sloppily done, but it's about getting them involved, and especially when they're willing, because as they get older, it will just become a part of their routine, a part of their daily thing. They will learn that it's another way that they help to participate in their family. If your children are really young and they're not there yet, that's okay. But I'm just letting you know that the time will come. And yes, it might take a little longer for you to train and for you to show them how, but as you sow this time into them now, in the future, you're going to reap, okay? Because they're going to be able to take care of the dishes. They're going to be able to cook a meal. They're going to be able to do a lot of the chores, and it's going to be divided up. And I mean, when you have several kids like myself, within an hour or so, the entire house can be completely clean. Whereas if it were me alone, it would take several hours because I would have to go around and do each task. Okay, so when you do this, you're freeing up time for yourself so that you can help build your home in other ways. Now, as my children grew, my husband and I would delegate age-appropriate tasks for them to do. Okay, whether that be folding laundry, helping with loading the dishes, clearing the table, sweeping the floor. We would assign one task for every child, and that would be their thing. Okay, now as the children have grown, we've been able to distribute the tasks differently so that the older children, of course, will be taking on the more challenging things or the more challenging chores. And then the younger children can do the things that they used to do. So what I've done is just given each child their own chore sheet. Each chore sheet is broken down into daily chores and weekly chores. You can even include monthly chores on there. On our sheets, we just have the daily chores up top and the weekly chores. So you'll notice that there are things like making the bed, personal hygiene, putting away clothes, getting dressed, fixing hair, tidying the room. I've added personal hygiene and fixing hair. The children are being trained. They don't always know these things, so that's why it's part of their list. Now, there are other chores that they do once per week: dusting the living room shelves, dusting the schoolroom, dusting bedrooms, organizing closets, and so on. You might be one who does those things on a daily basis. It's all up to you how you want to do it. So each one of our kids will have one of these schedules that they keep in their room or in their desk. Now, if you're anything like me, you have children that will do a chore, or they'll be cleaning their bedroom and they don't sweep it, or they'll be cleaning their bedroom and they'll push all the clothes in the closet, or they'll be cleaning the kitchen and they forget to sweep the floor. So these chore checklists, okay, for each room of the home that you want cleaned. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go through each room and I'll put down the different tasks that I want cleaned in each room. Then the children can check off every task as they do it. And then by the end of that list, they've completed the job. And this honestly just makes things a lot easier for yourself. So you don't have to be saying, oh, you forgot to do this. Oh, you forgot to do that. They know that once they have everything done on the checklist, then that room is clean. I've watched how it just helps us become more productive as a family. And the children know that when their work is done, they'll have more time for themselves. They'll have their free time. So just allowing them to be part of this is a great way for them to learn to manage their time well, which is a very important skill that will help them not only now, but in the future. So one of the tools that is actually very helpful in maintaining the schedule, once you have it all put together and printed and you distribute it to your children, one of the things that I've learned is don't just give them a piece of paper, because that paper is just going to get soiled. It'll get torn. It'll get lost. It'll get messy before you know it. You'll be printing off another schedule and then another and then another. So what I do to maintain my schedules and just to keep them protected is just laminate them. And so I've been using this Q Fun laminator, and let me tell you, it is so simple to use. I just love the way how it fits perfectly on the desk, and it could be stored very easily in a drawer just because of its compact size. And all you have to do is just plug it in. And it also comes with several sizes of laminating pouches. There are really small 4x6 ones, 5x7s, 8x10s, or 8.5x11, and also an even larger one. And these are great for making posters, because you can just print and then laminate your schedules. I love to do this with my children every year, because every year I come up with a new schedule or have to revamp it because some of the younger children are getting older and they need new responsibilities. So every time I refresh the schedules, I like to laminate them just so that the kids will be able to store them in their drawers, and then we don't have to worry about them getting torn or, getting paint spilled all over it. Okay, so the Q Fun laminator is great, and I just love its compactness and how simple it is to use. For this Q Fun laminator, I used to laminate just with regular pouches and a heating press, and I had this huge heat press that I would have to bring up and laminate things, and it would do an okay job at laminating, but this has just blown that out of the water. This is much easier, and I'm just so grateful for it, and I'll walk you through exactly how it works and how simple it is to use in a future video. Now, I hope that this video has been helpful to you. I believe that by God's grace, this will be a wonderful year. And I believe that having this structure is just a wonderful way for us to get the things that we need to get done and to make sure that our homes are operating in decency and in order. And hey, I also just wanted to include these sheets for anyone who is interested in them. I'm going to make these available, these chore sheets, as well as my meal plan and the cards in the link below. They will be available on our website, forever-written.com. That's our family business Christian home decor site. Okay, so again, it was wonderful being here with you. And I am praying for God just to have his way in our families this year and help us to have our homes in order so we can accomplish the things that he has called us to. So again, thank you for being here, and I hope that this has been an encouragement to you. And until next time, God bless.